Hello, hello, hello. So the new St. Patrick's Day quests are now here, and it seems the early info was pretty accurate, so we will go through those in a moment, just for anyone that didn't see what the required dragons and such were from last time. Just be aware that you can get maze event currency out of the Shamrock chests, which I just got an extra 200 out of these. But anyway, I firstly wanted to do a quick update as to where we're up to in the dual perception maze event, because of course it's the main thing on a lot of people's minds, and how well you're doing is going to come down to, well, which tile are you currently on in this event. Free to play, this is where I've made it to so far, and I just got 200 extra currency from the Shamrock chest. But doing some basic calculations, we can work out one, how many tiles or the total cost it'll take for us to be able to summon dual perception, because of course each of these chests has 24 in them, so we're going to need 5 of those chests. And then at the same time, we are going to then want to know how likely it is that we are going to finish up and get to the final point and unlock the full dual perception dragon, because it would be fantastic to be able to immediately empower this guy. And so using my trusty friend calculator, from this tile, before I just got the extra 200 currency, I was going to be off by 2,260 currency. So since I just got 200 extra currency, that is going to be minus 200. So we are away, as in we're not going to be able to get the full path completed by 2,060 currency, which is not very much considering that I'm free to play. But the way that we've worked this out is because if we take into account all of the event currency resets that we still have available, which including this event reset is 10,800, and including also the runner event currency, which is 3,000 currency minimum, can be a little bit more if we get ×2 on any of the ads, or if you get a higher roulette spin. But overall, we are going to be just over 2,000 currency away from unlocking and finishing the full purple path free to play. So the full, I guess, load of information that I had here, which I calculated, which was that to be able to summon dual perception, so that would be to open up 5 of these dual perception chests, I was going to have to spend at least, or get another 4,770 currency. So that would be this chest, this chest, this chest, this chest, and this chest. So getting to this chest in the event here, that would just be under 5,000 currency to get there. And since we've got 10,000 currency remaining in the event, being able to unlock this many chests to be able to summon the dual perception dragon during the summoning happy hour, super easily doable. So no matter what, even if I just log in for the rest of the maze currency resets, we will be able to summon a dual perception dragon at the very least. But again, that is very different from just unlocking the full dragon and then getting extra orbs to be able to empower him, of course, which is where the differences come in. So we need 4,700 to be able to summon dual perception. We've got 10,200 remaining currency to collect, because I've already collected from this time. We've got 3,000 currency minimum available from the runner event. So essentially that's 10,200 plus 3,000 is 13,200 currency, which means that I was missing 2,260 currency from being able to complete this full path. Again, it's not very much considering that I'm free to play, so I'm pretty happy about this, that we are pretty much guaranteed dual perception at this point, and you can do the same thing. Just some basic pluses and minuses on the paths, and if you want to know what the total path costs are, Ditlep actually has all of them here on the main Pearls of Protection Maze Island maze event. So like if we scroll down, you'll see on the far right side, it's got the tile cost for each tile. So all that you'd have to do is just go to the tile that you're up to. Like if you're up to this one here, that's the food one, or if you're up to like the second tile, for instance, you'd just start from here. So 265 plus 290 plus 315. That is how I was able to work out how far away I actually am. But it doesn't mean that it is impossible for me to finish this, in theory, like I said, because when we have these quests on, we can get extra currency from the Shamrock chests, and you can also get these from doing arena fights as well, because it doesn't really say it anywhere here, but in the St. Patrick's Day event, you can, oh, there it is. I didn't think it showcased it before, but there you go. You can get shamrocks and then you can unlock more stuff. So any of these shamrock chests or anything else that we want to get our hands on, or anything else, if there's the potential to get it, but at least we've got 2 chests in the quest section which do potentially give us some bonus maze event currency. We're obviously hoping for some more, but on top of that we've also got shamrock chests in the ads as well. Like, we don't see any more here, I don't think, because I've got 30 ads. So I don't see any more shamrock chests in here, but we might have some more ads that have a shamrock chest in them, say tomorrow, for instance. So that could be some bonus event currency. Every little bit helps, basically. But that is where I'm up to on dual perception. Again, I'm about 2,000 off, but I guess work out where you're up to, and then you can see how likely it is that you're going to get your hands on this dragon or not. I mean, praying, but we'll have to do all of the runner event as well, of course. So that is where I'm up to with that. On top of that, like I said, we do have the St. Patrick's Day quest, and we did go through these earlier, but it was using unofficial info, but it does appear that the unofficial info was correct. So we've got 5 stages in this St. Patrick's quest, and the first 2 stages, it doesn't look like there's any dragon requirements, which is great. They're free shamrock chests. But then for stage 3, 4, and 5, we will require specific legendary dragons. And for this, as we've gone through before, it's going to be Shamrock Rider, Lucky, Hunter, and Clubs. I don't know what the levels are going to be as of yet, but we will require those dragons. And Shamrock Rider, Lucky, and Clubs you can get from rescues. Hunter is a breedable, so that is how you can get your hands on those dragons. But there is technically another way that you can get your hands on them, because we've got the St. Patrick's Day Lucky quest, and from these collection chests, you can get orbs of each of these dragons. Now, there's only a chance, you're guaranteed gold, which is not fantastic, but you could get, say, 120 orbs of Shamrock Rider, and then for this one, you could get 120 orbs of Lucky, or 220 orbs of Lucky, or it could be some keys or some primal tokens, for example. But then we've also got this one, which is Heroic Joker orbs, potentially orbs of Hunter, not Hunter Dragon, but you could get orbs for the Hunter Dragon as well. So this is how you can get your hands on these dragons. And then, of course, we've got Clubs, which is also available in the Shamrock chests, or you can get Clubs from rescues as well. But the final rewards for all of this are basically these, I guess, yellow goodie bag collections, and in this you can get plus 50 orbs for Yggdrasil, plus 4 of the Shamrock things. Then we've got in the second one, plus 50 and plus 4, and then in the final bag it's plus 120 orbs for Yggdrasil and plus 4 of the Shamrocks. So realistically, the only main reward for this, outside of just getting the other St. Patrick's Day dragons, is just some extra orbs for Yggdrasil. Enough orbs to actually summon him, of course, but those are the main rewards from this event. So the early info was correct, but now we've got it in game, so it's all confirmed. So if you don't already have your hands on Shamrock Rider and Lucky, for example, it's gonna be tough, because if you're doing rescues for them, you'll have to rescue them, then you'll have to summon them, then you'll have to hatch them. Chances are you're gonna need some gems, so hopefully you've got at least one of them. But one thing that I did want to do on top of this while we're here is I actually wanted to go for a breed of Hunter, just to see if we can get it, because I recently unlocked Fawn, finally, after all of my grinding for this dragon, but we did manage to get Fawn, and Fawn, of course, gives a higher chance of rare breeds for 2 hours. 2 hours is not very long, so you're better off using Fawn with 3 dens active and maybe gems or, you know, the other towers working in tandem, but I want to kind of use Fawn anyway, just because I haven't used them before. So if we activate Rare Breed, then it's got, what is that? That's the 2-hour cooldown on it. So the power is now active, and you'll see that Fawn sits there and screeches like a mad woman. And then we can go ahead and try out our breeds. I don't believe it showcases any differently, but at least we can go for rarer breeds with Fawn active. And there you go, first attempt, that is Hunter. So that is basically the the great side of using Fawn already, because my attempts so far have been terrible, but this one has worked. So there you go, 39-hour cooldown, and then it'd have to be hatched. But in a case like this, we'd probably end up skipping if we really wanted to take part in those Yggdrasil quests, because, you know, it's either wait 40 hours or gems speed up for 11. You know, I'm probably going to end up speeding up at some point if I get bored, but there you go. There is Hunter bred with a empowered or breeding perked nature set of dragons, so that you can get empower level 1, and then you can get your hands on nature. So nature, you don't need to, you know, fret about too much if you get the breed successfully, but then we've got the other 2 dragons to do. And on the final bit of the rescue for Shamrock Rider, so shall we see if we can finish off this part as well, because then we will have Shamrock Rider, which we would have to summon, of course, but then we'd have Shamrock Rider, and then we would have Hunter as well, and then we'd just have to get our hands on Lucky and the club's dragon, which is probably not going to happen. But, you know, even if we don't get the actual Yggdrasil quests themselves done, we can at least make some progress, right? But you'll see that since all of my powerful dragons are dead, we're at this point in the rescue where we're doing like a few thousand damage, and that's about it. Very, very grind heavy, but this is the reality of DC grinding if you really don't want to wait an extra 8 hours. And trust me, I really don't want to wait an extra hour. Or an extra set of hours, so this is all that I'm going to do. I could have had Shamrock Rider unlocked days ago, same with the others, but honestly I've just been playing Persona 5 instead, so I have no one else to blame but myself. It is 100% on me. I could have done it, but I didn't. But, you know, these Yggdrasil quests, they're not super interesting to me, especially since I just did the High Virago quest, because even though they've got a different primary element for those 2 heroics, Yggdrasil is still a primary element plant / nature dragon, which I don't really care for too much. Like, obviously just getting any empowerment on any heroic is great, because maybe you'll use it one day, maybe you'll use it in the arena, but I just don't. I've got a few nature users at this point, so I don't think it's going to be something that we're gonna be caring about too much, but at least it'll spur us to get some of these other St. Patrick's Day dragons while we're here. So I use this event more as a, let's get whatever we can get, but, you know, I'm not going to waste too many resources this time, I don't think. You know, the Women's Day quest I did, and that was just because it seemed quite exciting. Lots and lots of quests to do, lots of free rank ups, that sort of thing. But at least we didn't get put against a Walking Dead dragon or any other annoying dragon in this rescue this time, huh? Are we going to finish it in this hit, or is it going to take one more? There we go. Finally killed. And that is Shamrock Rider complete. So I think I'd be able to finish off legendary rescues in one day easily, like super easily at this point. Obviously it requires a lot of lower level dragon grinding for the same battles, but there we go. That is Mr. Shamrock Rider done. And now, if we really want to, we can go and start off the lucky rescues as well. But again, I will decide on that later. I think we've got tons of dragons that we could rescue, and it's a lot of keys. It's a lot of keys to spend. But I'm actually summoning Yggdrasil because I wanted to summon him just in case there were any quests for him. There's not. So yeah, like I said, I'm not going to worry too much about getting all of these particular quests done. But in case you are, I hope that that has informed you. And if you do have the dragons available, you know, go ahead, level them up, get them ready. And if you do manage to get the dragons like, you know, Hunter, clubs or anyone else just straight out of somewhere, then you can just straight hatch them and then maybe take part in the event even if you don't have them available yet. But it's going to be a lot of luck. But, you know, puzzle event, we are super close to the insignias as well. Should we get the insignias quick while I'm here? You know, we got loads of stuff that we're getting today. Oh, it's feeling spicy. I've got all this stuff. To collect. Feeling good, you know. I don't know why I just did the tomatoes there, don't ask. But there we go. We've got 2 sets of bananas here. Let's just finish them off and get these insignias, because that is pretty much, at this point, the event done for me. So there we go. We got a food chest, which has, oh, that's not a bad drop, 769,000. Then times 3 insignias. Hell yes. And so we could go for the celebration chest as well, because that's fantastic. We could go for another oyster chest. Of course, mythical egg chests are nice as well. But in terms of things that I really care about in this event, this is pretty much done. This is pretty much this event completed. Oh, fine, I'm going to use it on the flowers quickly. There you go. I used it on the flowers, okay? So this is the board we're working with. We're going to get that celebration chest, but with a day to spare, that is everything done. We did better on getting the maze coins than I thought we would. We actually finished it really early on, but that is the power of using your breeding dens early and putting in the breeds early, because again, I'm full free to play, haven't spent anything. It's definitely doable. So at least from this, this gives you some sort of an idea of what is achievable free to play, and it's not like I was logging in like every 2 minutes or anything. It's definitely possible to get all of these sorts of rewards. But next up, we've got the runner event to get grinding, and then of course the rest of the maze event resets to log in for. So we're making steady progress, but dual perception, you are mine. Whether I get the full dragon or not, I don't care. We're going to be summoning him. So feels good, and I hope the same for you. So obviously, if you do want any other help or advice, then feel free to join our Dragon City chat. But you know, we got people posting different things all the time, asking where they're up to, that sort of thing. So if you do want to join, feel free, and maybe we can help you understand what point you're up to in the event. But anywho, I will skedaddle, so enjoy yourself and take care.